Ah, good old representation. We have the one side who is always the one consistently vocal of, well, these are fictional characters. Why does it matter if we make them black? But then when you don't make them black and that you keep them white, then they have a problem. These are the same people who, anytime a movie comes out where even they're not even doing with fictional characters anymore. They're even going for real life characters, real life people, just making them black for no reason, for representation. But these are people. Well, why does it matter? It's a fictional story, even though they're based on real people. It's a fictional story. Okay, well, Natlan doesn't really exist. People in Natlan, those people don't exist. You can say, oh, some of these characters are named after Mayan sun gods, but do Mayan sun gods exist? No, they're fictional characters. So why does it matter if they're white? Oh, so now we have a problem, don't we? You lot have no problem accepting when groups change the color from white to black, but oh, you take a Mayan sun god, not even take them, but just someone inspired by that. You keep them white, and now it's a problem. Now it's a problem. So people are bitching, complaining, of course, about Natlan, which is the newest region coming out in Genshin, and it's always skin color to those people. You know, if you've never played the game before, go listen to just some of the music from the game. Go to YouTube and listen to some of the music from Sumeru. You'll know exactly where that region, where that music is, where it's coming from. When you listen to it, you're like, oh yeah, it sounds like it was based on this area. Inazuma. I mean, the name itself, Inazuma, kind of it's a dead giveaway. But even if you didn't know, even if you had no idea about geography and you didn't know, you listen to the music, you're like, oh hey, that sounds it's like very Japanese inspired. Well, what do you know? But then you go to these places and you see the architecture. I mean, especially Inazuma. You look where the Raiden Shogun is. It's this huge traditional looking Japanese palace. And yeah, the colors are, purpley and stuff, obviously, because, Electro. Um, so a lot of Inazuma is purple because of the whole Electro thing. But it's very much a Japanese inspired, traditional looking palace. So you have diversity and representation in the music, the clothing that people are wearing, the architecture, the buildings. Like I said, Raiden Shogun, you go there and you see this grand Japanese style palace, the culture, the landscape. But no, none of that really matters to these people because when it comes down to it, it's always about skin color. And these are the same people online who will say, oh, well, why does it matter? They're fictional characters. Well, guess you got the other foot too. Because these sun gods and these they don't exist. This is a video game, Genshin Impact. Natlan doesn't exist. These characters don't exist. They're inspired by, but they're inspired by fictional characters. Again, the Mayan sun god does not exist. They're a fictional character. So if they want to have a fictional character based on a fictional character, it doesn't matter what color they should be, right? Um, Character designs in Natlan and Sumeru lacked accurate cultural representation. Again, the area itself, the music, the architecture, the culture, clothing, all of that was represented. Most of the time, you're going to go through these places and see just common NPCs. They all look the same. It's like, wait, wasn't this NPC in like Mondstadt? We're over here in Inazuma or Sumeru. What's with all the same looking? Just get over it. And even the playable characters, as long as they're still being represented somehow of the area that they're based on, Why does it matter? If you're focusing on skin color, that sounds kind of racist. But these are the same people that it's just like all they care about is skin color, sexuality, like how you identify, your gender, all this crap. Like you ask a normal person, tell you, say, oh, tell me a little bit about yourself. And for me, I would say, oh, my name is John. I like to do voices. I love animals. I make videos and this and that. You ask those people, yeah, hi, my name is Kai. My pronouns are she, they. And then they go on to this long string of I'm a non-conforming, non-binary, just a bunch of word salad, saying that they're an activist and shit like that. All this shit that no one gives a fuck about, apart from people like them. Those are the people who are online bitching, complaining, and forming petitions and all that. Like, oh, you need to make the characters dark. That's kind of racist. That's kind of racist. These characters aren't black enough for me. And then when you take these characters and put them into like a paint tool or something, and then you take the little thing to extract the color to see what it is. Yeah, they're not white. They're still tan. But they're not dark enough. They're not dark enough for anyone. Um the Genshin Impact community has united. No, they haven't. To criticize the game and developer Hoyoverse for its continued lack of representation. Representation as in skin color. As in skin color. Music, architecture, clothing, landscape, culture. 5 things are all being represented. Why does it matter what color they are? Following the reveal of the roster of upcoming Natlan characters, the game should have been constantly and openly criticized since its launch back. Why? Back when it first launched, we had Mondstadt, which was based on Germany. Germany, Switzerland, like European areas. So why would people criticize that? Guess who lives in Germany and in places like that, especially like old style Germany, like is what it's based on. White people. Why would anyone be criticizing it? The people you had inhabiting Mondstadt were exactly the kinds of people you had. So why would anyone be criticizing? So that's kind of a stupid statement to say. But Mondstadt, again, the characters themselves may not look, very European. They look like Japanese anime characters, but you step into Mondstadt and you can tell it was based on Germany because of the architecture, by what they're wearing. You go to Fontaine, you look at the architecture, you hear the music, you see the things they eat, and you say, yep, this is France. I'm sorry, the characters aren't dark enough. They're not dark enough. After the real character of the characters, most of which are white players, fans, and even voiced, which are white players, fans, and even the voice actors express their disappointment. No, the only ones who care are the ones that are chronically online, like on Twitter. Those are the only ones who give a shit. The very small, like 0.00001% of fucking people. Normal people are playing the game to play the game. Normal people are not playing the game for fucking representation. I don't give a shit what the character looks like, as long as it's a good fucking character. How hard is it to understand that? Mainly due to the fact that Natlan is based on South American and Western African countries and their respective cultures. Exactly, cultures. So if they're getting the culture right and the culture is represented, why does it matter what the characters look like? A huge part of that region is being represented. And that the Natlan characters in Genshin Impact don't reflect that. So, yeah, they were bitching, complaining about Sumeru, Middle Eastern, Sub-Saharan Africa. But then you see the culture, you see the things they eat, you see how they're clothed, architecture, same thing, all of it. Like you go to, um, actually, just like I said, anywhere in that zone and listen to the music. You hear the instruments being used. You'll know where that area is from, inspired by. Why is it coming down only to skin color for these people? And again, these are the same people who are like, oh, well, why does it matter if they're black? Why does it matter if they're black? They're fictional characters. It shouldn't matter. Well, they're fictional characters. Why should it matter if, they remain white? Tainari, who inspired by an Arab person called Al Tainari, was adapted into a white character. So they have a very, Middle Eastern sounding name. They're in Sumeru. They look like they're inspired by that area. But oh no, they're white, so they're not an accurate portrayal of the area. Demands for representation in Genshin Impact based on portrayed cultures is valid. Again, as if the music, the culture, the architecture, the landscape, all of the customs, apparently that's not good enough for these people. No, I'm sorry, if the character's not black or brown, I can't relate to them, and it's just a disgrace, and shut the fuck up. Like you would tell other people, if you have a problem with it, then don't play it. If you have a problem with it, go make your own game. And you can have all the representation you want. HoYoverse is here to make a game that's fun. It's not here to cater to the 0.00001% of the fucking weirdos who feel like diversity and representation is the most important thing of a fucking game. Again, games, video games, movies, all that, they're under the genre of entertainment. We are playing this game to be entertained, not represented. You can have people like Hirara and like all these animalistic type characters, and it's still a great game as long as they're well written characters. I don't care. Like the fucking what is it, Melusine? You have like Siegeween and all those other little Melusine. They're not even human, and yet they're well written, and people connect to them and adore them. So who fucking cares if a person doesn't look like what they're supposed to look like? Then they have a bunch of fucking voice actors. This is what happens when you hire like activists instead of actual, voice actors who will just do the damn job. But it's okay. This is where AI takes over. You see, that's the thing with AI now. They're so concerned about it taking over. But it's characters that no one gives a shit about, like freaking Albedo's voice actor, Sucrose's voice actor. All these characters that no one gives, they're never in the game. So it's like, who fucking cares? Yeah, so they're like, oh, the Mayan sun god and this and that. Again, sun gods don't exist. So it's a fictional character in a video game. That fictional character in a video game is also based on a fictional character. So, I mean, I love them so much because I couldn't connect to them before because their skin wasn't dark enough. Yeah, Valeria Rodriguez, who plays Sucrose, Sucrose, Sino, like all these people, it's just like, who fucking cares? I didn't know that's who he was based on. That if you want representation, go play Smite, where you have like all these gods and goddesses from different cultures and religions and this and that. Go fucking play that if you want accurate representation. Seriously. Just this person doesn't exist. They don't exist. Again, the same side is saying, oh, well, why does it matter if they make him black? Well, who cares if he's white? You can look at, the tribal paint and how they're dressed and know where they're from. But It's only bad when the characters remain white. A video game is entertainment. If you're a person playing a video game and like, oh well, I can't have fun in this game unless the characters look like what they're just stop fucking playing. Just stop fucking playing it. Again, go to Inazuma, close your eyes, listen to the music. Even if you didn't know it was actually based, if no one told you the area was based on Japan, just by listening to the music, you would know where it's inspired by. You go and see the Raiden Shogun Palace. You'll know exactly where it's based on. You go to Sumeru, you go to a Fontaine, you'll know where those places are inspired by. None of the characters look like what they're supposed to. But music, architecture, architecture like the buildings, the customs they have, the food they're eating that's being displayed, the ingredients you can collect, landscape, all of this is inspired and representative of the area that they drew inspiration from. But nope, in the end, for these people, it comes down to skin color. You don't like it? Then don't play it. Make your own game or go play Smite where you can beat the hell out of each other with accurate representative, characters and on Twitter they're like, well, I'm never playing it. It's Genshin. This is Twitter and Genshin Impact. It's not an airport. You don't have to announce your departure. Just fucking go. But yeah, the same side that tells you, oh well, why does it matter if the mermaid is black? Oh, who cares? Anne Boleyn. Yeah, Anne Boleyn was a white woman in real life, but this story about her is just a fictional story. So who cares if they took a historically white person and made them black? Who cares? It's fiction. Yeah, the same people complaining that characters aren't black enough. So you give them an inch, they take a mile. Anyway, that's gonna do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.